something.
Okay, we're about to go live. I think we'll continue with that conversation.
Okay.
If you don't mind, let me just do an opening link and then we start.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's a very good evening to you. It is 10 minutes after 10 o'clock on the 4th of May. I'm so excited. I've got and being difficult times, not finding work, not touring. And I'm so excited to have Usis Jessica Mbangeni, Dr. Bishop Jessica Mbangeni. She's all the way in the US. Where exactly are you in the US, Iswam?
Right now, I'm in Washington, D.C.
All right, all right.
Yes, here until DC passport event, which is the embassy event that is happening on Saturday. And then after that, I'm going to Jamaica.
Before we start talking about everything, welcome to our show, and I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for giving us your time. With you, Siswam, because you're proudly African, and I wanted to play your song as an opening song. And because we've got load shedding here in South Africa, you know, there's just been problems setting up and getting ready for your interview. But let's start with you, Siswami. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Namakwe, in the Eastern Cape, the former Transkei, where Governor Mbeki was born, where the great Thabo Mbeki is coming from, where the first Xhosa intellectuals and the politicians, hence it's called the home of legends, where they are coming from. So I am the generation of the freedom fighters, all the kings and queens of that region. I'm made of Amampondo. Amampondo Mise. Amampondo, the nation that has never been defeated by the British, the nation that has never been colonized. Hence, you still see that we have the mealie fields of the cannabis, which is our commodity in there. I'm made of the great Abatembu, kings and queens. Hence, we've got our great Madiba that I'm following his footsteps as being the ambassador of global peace and unity. I am made of the great kings who are innovative, as Amaxesibe, as Amabomvana. We don't wait for the current government to recognize our roots, because we are defined by being the first citizens of the world. So that's where I come from, in Ngamakwe. And most people do not know where Ngamakwe is. They do not hear about it. We love that.
Yes,
because we do not have to. Please come again.
Where exactly is it?
It's a hidden gem.
It's in the Eastern Cape. It's a hidden gem.
It's a hidden gem, and it's got the highest population in Transkei. So
and what?
That's where.
No, sorry. Continue.
Okay. That's where the General Holomisas used to train the soldiers and cross the borders, open the borders in different ways. So we have roots that are coming out of Ngamakwe and go to Lesotho and go to Mozambique and go to other countries. So people always turn the blind eye on it. Only the colonizers who said they have discovered it know about it. Our people do not know about it because besingafuni impi.
So let's talk about how you got into knowing your God-given talents, which is music. When did you first discover that you are talented and this is what you would like to do for the rest of your life, touring the world? And to speak of Ubaba Utata Nelson Mandela, to say that you have taken on the baton to do the work that he wanted or that he was doing. So when did it all start for you?
It started when I was young, brought up by my grandmother, who was an avid reader, a singer, a dancer, a designer, a farmer, a mother. And I'm raised authentically that even the school was very difficult for me, that it was changing me. I was very comfortable by being taught by my grandmother how to write, how to read. As a result, my first book that I've read is called Ingqumbo Yeminyanya, The Wrath of the Ancestors by A.C. Jordan. I started reading at the age of 3 at home. So I knew that I was talented because I would be told that I'm good at what I was doing. I was dancing. Each time there are visitors, I dance. All the time, I practice and dance. I show up beautiful talents. I tell stories. So I even when I was at school, sub A, actually at crash, they chased me away. They said, no, this child is very old. She can't be here. Otherwise, she's going to frustrate other children. I was way advanced because I have been brought in confident of who I am. So at school, I was a celebrity for the today's language because I would be the one during the breaks. I would be telling stories. And as a result, I was eating the scaftings of the people I was offered, I was living this life. I've been always living this life, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Sure. uh, so now you started early in musical and performed. An African mean to you, Mama? Now that this May month is a month where we celebrate who we are as Africans.
It's for me, it's a completion of emancipation of any kind of slavery in my life, because even the system that has tried to change me, I've been affected by the system in my society. But I have contributed as well after traveling more than 37 cities here in North America, conducting cultural exchange programs with universities, PhD students, master students. I realized that I've got so much to offer in the world. And then I went back home and teach my people to be proud of who they are. Look at the revolution that is on social media right now. People wearing their own traditional outfits, fashion designers inspired by their own African fashion, which is something that I have really revolutionized and put it out there without a compromise, with confidence. And it's happening right now. I'm so glad to see that as I've been speaking in universities, I've been speaking on the mainstream media. I would pay my own money to have a mainstream interviews whereby I would be interrogated even by the institutions of business South Africa is set up on, where I would be telling them that we have relationships with BRICS. First of all, Brazil is proud of their culture. China, culture is the major economy. And then what about us? Why are we waiting for Chinese to bring the containers in our country? Why are we always waiting for British to write our own what you call curriculum for our students and change them and give them the London suits, of which they are the third generation of us. We have manufactured those London suits at the time. Now they need to be innovative. And we can't wait for Dolce & Gabbana to approve and elevate our culture. We should have our culture in high end and also on the lowest to create employment, but that is not yet happened if we do not have factories. If you can look at the CBD of Johannesburg and the CBDs of other what you call provinces, we have we have the third grade of traditional outfits that are made from China. Absolutely NO. We've got jeans that are highlighted from China, tracksuits and all that. We can do that by ourselves. We can paint. We can dye. We need to decommodify our own commodity to ensure self-sustainability of our livelihood and safeguard illicit outflows. Culture is the commodity that we have control on at this particular time, and we really need to stand up. And I'm so glad with the level, but this high end will not be sustained if we do not take it from all concurrently rebuilding the factory industry.
Now, Doctor, are the leaders of this world listening to people like yourselves? Because your message is very clear and it's very simple to do. We need to look inwardly at opportunities, and people must work in the factories. We must produce what we consume. And you say these things, and they have been said before, but why are they not listening?
The problem is our people rely, the majority of our communities, we rely on the administrators, which is government. And we do not contribute when it comes to what you call the LEDs. We do not take part. We disrupt the processes of rebuilding. Salga is there, but we come up. We always reflect from the past, the mistakes that have happened. We do not actually say this is what we want. And right now, we as Jessica Mbangeni, we have decided with my team of experts in development to form an innovation hub that will conduct feasibility study, intense feasibility studies, to make sure that the SMMEs that are there are becoming the mainstream businesses. And also we create what you call the principle of joint ventures for us to have something like EdCon, whereby it's all the groups of the companies coming together, creating, forming the factories to industrialize what we want to do, from looking at the value chain of the cotton, the materials we use, the beads. We are wearing beads, but those beads are not made in South Africa. And now when we get other countries interested on trainings, we find Uguti, they will support countries that they are not even their sisterly, they don't have relationships with, they don't have bilateral agreements with. Because Tina in South Africa, focusing in South Africa right now, as the base where I come from, we do not manufacture. We are the consumers. So we need, so we are in that process, slowly but surely. We know if we've got just 10 companies that will overcome the syndrome of entrepreneurship and become mainstream businesses, we will definitely have investors or have government, because we know where the money is. We know where the money is. We are going to have the buildings, those what you call those deserted buildings are supposed to be the factories to create employment and create the raw materials so that we can be able to tell our story. This is the only gold. These are the only minerals we have, our heritage. Even the story of gold, of the Mapungube, will be told in this form of culture, traditions, and heritage.
Very powerful indeed. And get back to your music. There's a song that you've dedicated to Tata Nelson Mandela. I want to play it. I'm hoping you can hear it in the background. I'm going to put it a bit louder.
Wow. That's the first song I composed in my life.
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it. And on that song, I worked with Victor Ndoni.
Can I just say that you sound amazing, and not only that, but your style of being an artist is so different. You very poetic. You sing, and how did you come up with such a beautiful song?
My mentor Gibson Kente and Victor Ntoni, Sophie Mgcina, Sibongile Khumalo, they often said to me, "You are not a musician, but a gifted one."
Wow.
Focus on the purpose of God. Then you will become timeless. You serve what the purpose of what God has given, what you are given birth for. So I focused on that. Hence, my music became so different. I couldn't. It comes from my belly. It comes from my muse. I just couldn't have a style of music that I would refer to. And I remember the late Lawrence Machiza, when they would gather with Victor and said, what kind of music? And Victor would said, no, man, just leave her, man. Leave her to create. We don't have to follow the styles, the genres. Let her be, otherwise, uzopidega. Yeah. I remember my first album took 10 years for me to be able to release it because I didn't have a style of music. And it was difficult to book even the artists to come in the studio. I had to work with Unduduzo Makatini as a pianist. He is the one who would strike the piano and I would just run. And that's where they got my style of music, which I'm unable to say this is Maskandi, or this is Xhosa tradition, or this is Zulu, or this is jazz. I am the custodian of the African heritage. I'm the well, the hub of the origins. So it's people, we need to dig deep and find Guba. This voice was there during the times of Queen Nefertiti, Queen Cleopatra. When I listen to the sounds, I hear sounds of victory. I hear sounds of hope. I hear sounds of war and determination. I hear sounds of ambition. So my genre is life, and life with intention, and life filled with righteousness, and the ultimate result I always look for in life is peace and tranquility.
Wow, that's so powerful. Now, you are in the US at the moment. We were talking before we got on live. How long have you been there now?
I arrived here on the 19th of April, and I was in New York City. I had some few private events there. I was in the money city, the Wall Street, baby. I'm saying where your New York Stock Exchange. My last gig was in New York Stock Exchange, baby.
What?
My last gig was in New York Stock Exchange in March 2020. So when I landed there and being received by such a private gig that I had a high prestigious birthday, it was like I was reconnecting. I cried, said, COVID, thank you, Lord, for law of resilience that I have survived and being able to recoup my memory from the place that I was last in, listing one of the South African companies, and just being in that hub of the world. So
Wow.
I moved to Philadelphia, where I was gracing the family get together of Bob Marley's family, Bob Marley's mother, the maternal side of Bob Marley, the Wallace.
Wow.
Them speaking them patwa, man. Them speaking them patwa. Gaining all the knowledge, observing the talents, the greatness where Bob Marley comes from. I'm like, whoo, I'm actually I'm enjoying the original juices, the character of the great Bob Marley. People will hear his songs, but I'm beginning to know the aunts and the cousins. I'm loved in the family by the blood.
Who would have thought that a young lady from Eastern Cape would go and conquer? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow.
Was taught English in Xhosa, ne?
Uyathetha kaloku.
Sithetha isingesi ba uthi nguwazi. I was. Now I'm like, I was, baby. Now I'm saying.
Oh my
But
goodness.
when I recite my poetry, I recite it in Xhosa. And when I speak my English, I speak it from the core of the origins. Because you know what has happened in South Africa? The unity in diversity, embracing all the 11 official languages. Guys, let us not take it lightly.
That's true.
It brings more than the language. These languages are the mediums of communication. But the true sense of the language is who you are. So imagine Jessica, the diverse Jessica, who carries the blood of the Afrikaners, the Tswana, Basotho, the Khoi, Jonga. When I rock the New York City, baby, look at my social media. You will see the videos. You look at what the Consulate General is saying, the reviews of the American Chamber of Commerce, because of the authenticity. South Africa has given birth to a greatest treasure, that is me, and I'm so glad to be confident to say that to the people of my time, that I am the fruit, the product of South Africa, the liberated South Africa. We may not see it because we are right in it, still facing the challenges. As the great Nelson Mandela once said, as I have finished climbing many mountains, I've realized that there are so many hills to climb. But those hills should not hold us. We should reflect from the strength, the resilience, the beauty, the love. People come to South Africa, I'm working every day. Once I step out of this door, you are coming. We want to come. You ooze all the reflections, the great reflections of my country. I am the embodiment of Ubuntu. Humanity.
My goodness. I am truly inspired. I've got a song that I want to play for you.
Okay.
My mind and my knowledge of myself is formed by the victories that is the jewel around the African crown. The victories that we have from
like, you're such an amazing storyteller, because every time I listen to your music, it's like I imagine what you are saying. You have a way with words. How do you prepare to perform, especially when you have so many words, so many songs, and you have to remember them all. You have to remember your.
Listen, you know the
You
the problem my
practice.
directors, my artistic directors always have is that I would be given 3 minutes, and then Jessica would take another minute or two, because I've got so much in the hive of prestigious knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
So I script up this morning, and then I hold it, I rehearse and say, okay, I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm gonna flow within these lines. But I'm telling you, when I look at somebody in the audience, you know, the spirit of the person evokes the ancient of poetry. Then I remember when I was in Dubai recently, invited by the President Cyril Ramaphosa to meet Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of the Emirates, baby.
You've met him.
Yes, I met him. He called him, said, please come closer, Sheikh. This is Jessica. This is our bride, Jessica Mbangeni. This is our queen here. Oh, yes. Yes. And he's got my number.
You chill with presidents and heads of states, Mom Jessie.
Oh, yes. And he's got my number. I'm just waiting for his call. Yes. And I don't call them, they call me.
So Dubai. Hello?
Please come again.
Yeah. So what happened when you arrived in Dubai? Sorry, I lost you for a minute.
When I performed there, I've got this story that I have given the client. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. These are the highlights, and then yes, we go through it with the artistic director. Is approved. When I get right in front of them, the story changed. The story is about my country. Kwavele kwavuka ugqozi nofuqo kwavuka usinga nje ngalwazi. My pride, you know, the pride of being a South African, the pride of being an African. I was like, South Africa, the gateway to Africa. South Africa, the country with 11 official languages. If you don't know Xhosa, Xhosa stolikwa. So our languages, you can't translate. You can't translate our languages. So Sheikh Salam, I even spoke their own language, Arabic. I said, Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh! What does that even mean?
I learn languages across the world. I learn French. I learn. When I'm in France, I know what to say. Wherever I go, I know what language, because language is something that touches the core of the heart of someone. It brings the best out of someone.
Absolutely. I wanted to also congratulate you. You got your doctorate, your honorary doctorate. You are now Dr. Bishop Jessica Mbangeni.
Yes.
Congratulations. Was it last year or was it the year before?
A year before, and I think last year as well, or beginning of the year, because now I am the Doctor of Divinity. I'm also recognized by Ballsbridge University as the Doctor of Divinity. And my role,
yes,
my role as the cultural custodian is to enforce liberal theology, because churches are the big centers right now. Cultural centers, you don't find us there most of the times, and we listen more when we are in churches. So I am the advocate of the liberal theology, that people must do something with their hands. The commodities that
the church is using. The church must question themselves on what they put on their bodies, what they eat, the energy they breathe, and create employment, make their own to contribute towards the self-sustainability of our economy. Instead of taking from the people, but the churches must be that center that gives information, access to information. And we partner with churches, interfaith, more especially in Johannesburg. Interfaith organization is very active. So we are partnering with the churches. Even my thesis, when I was doing my master's, it was about churches becoming centers of excellence. It has been done before. The missionaries have when they had Bible schools, they kept on teaching people, ukuthi, as umfundis, you don't have to wear a what you call a fashion suit. Wear a work suit to make sure ukuthi your people are enlightened. Bring these skills. People must conduct feasibility studies. They must know the land. Engineers, they must be versatile. It's not only Anglo-American can do this. We can do this and have access to machinery and advanced technology. Partner with the CSIs and all the companies that are in South Africa and live in South Africa, because we are travelers. Maybe tomorrow we won't be in South Africa. The slide has shown us that maybe we have what you call, we have stayed there for so long. We need to move. We are the movers. We are the travelers. Let us not be comfortable on where we are, more especially when we are poor. If you feel that you are hungry here, do something, move. So I encourage people to travel and learn. You know what? I was a traveler now. I used to go beyond the other mountains walking. I grew up in the rural areas. Hey, I was walking. Sometimes I would just run away from home and say, hey, I think if you can just send me to Mamagas Banban in this nearby place. And then I get there, I say you didn't see me. Okay, I said, you don't even know where I am. I would go because I wanted to learn about people. I wanted to learn about the better ways of living. How are the people not even confined in my own home only, and come back. And I would come back with other stories. I would come back with other attitude, with another energy. That's why I travel and go to places that I do not know, where people don't know me. I went to Jamaica, no one knew me. I came to America. I just go. I'll be going to Mexico. No one knows me there. I'll be going to Panama. At least somebody knows me. I met her in Ghana. Now she has invited me. I'll be going to Canada. And no one knew me there, but I met somebody in Scotland. I travel around the world. I go to places whereby people don't know me and meet people. And we know each other as people, we connect as people. So I also encourage people in the prisons. Your determination should not be on hurting someone or destroying someone, but your determination, go beyond, get that flight, climb there, go to the ship, go and meet other people, swim, fly away, be an astronaut. Because it's the determination that has put you in confinement right now. African children, we are all Africans. And I go around the world and tell people that we're all Africans. Actually, we're Alkebulians. We are Africans. We are proud of being Africans because we didn't change after the slave trade of Spanish and Portuguese. We didn't allow the superiority and the oppression from one of our own, So it feels good to be an African today because we reflect on the resilience that we possess and the power to change the world and make it a better place to live in.
Wow. Yo, Dr. Jessica, you've said a mouthful, and I really appreciate because you truly just say be you, find you, and explore
Mm,
the world, see the world, like go beyond what you see.
mm,
I love that, and I think it's it's people like you who are really just inspiring so many of us, and you're flying the flag. I'm really proud of you. As I listen to your story, you take me on a journey. You're such a storyteller. Like I could close my eyes and just listen, or you
yeah,
know,
boy.
I could even like watch like those Lion King movies, and then you're like doing the voice over. I can like almost hear you
Mm.
like like some amazing things because you're such a storyteller.
Thank you. And in Canada, that's where I'll be telling the story to the mass choirs. I'll be performing, sharing a stage with Take Six, the award-winning Take Six, and I've recorded the a cappella music. So the album that I'm releasing, I'm an African. It's going to be released in 2 versions this time. It's going to be with jazz and world that is produced by Nduduzo Makatini and myself, and the a cappella version that I've produced, which is the demand in North America. So hence I'm here. I tell the stories. I go to schools. I go to universities. So this time I'm booked in Canada, where I will be training the mass choirs. So I have transcribed the music to staff notation, and I've sent them the MP3s. They are rehearsing the music, and I've brought some poetry because people want to know what is igqirha lendlela. Why uqongqothwane is igqirha lendlela? So in through my poetry, I what you call, I define the role of uqongqothwane in our society.
Now, can they say it, Mama? Like, can they pronounce Ingqongqothwane? How do they pronounce the Q's and the X's?
Hence, I've given time to rehearse. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting people to do their assignments. If staff notation hasn't helped them, they will be embarrassed because we've got a show, baby. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we are sharing the stage with Take Six, the Grammy Award-winning a cappella. So they must, because we want to win. We want to go for the Grammys with that. With that piece of work.
Yo, I'll be keeping an eye out. I'm gonna be So you please share your handles with us so that our viewers can follow you, see what you're doing.
Yes.
One way to see it.
I will share. I will share. When people.
Sorry, I lost you there
Okay.
for a minute, but with.
All right. When they asked him about what am I going to teach them, they thought I was going to teach them the scale, this and that. Absolutely, I know. I'm going to teach them my language. I'm going to teach them my stories because they do not know my story.
Yeah.
They do not know my language. So I'm broadening their musical vocabulary.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And these are white people.
Yes, these are white people, white and black people, but white majority. They loved Miriam Makeba. They couldn't come closer to her. Now I am bringing Africa to them. Please come again.
No, I'm saying that it's amazing that, you know, say 40, 50 years ago, our grandfathers would never have imagined that an African young girl would one day go and teach white people our African language after they've colonized us. What a contrast.
And the reason why the Miriam Makebas and them were mobilizing the support abroad, it was not all of the white people that were coming with that propaganda of oppressing us. It was those few that were in South Africa. The world has got majority of people that are looking for peace, and as a result, the media was not taking the South African story. They didn't actually know, and most of the powerful investors were here abroad. They didn't know what their fellow brothers were doing, slaughtering us there.
Mom Jessica, I think I would like us to take this conversation. I want to follow you again. So you are going to a few other countries. I'd like to follow you on your journey so that when you land on the next one, you say, I'm in Canada now, I'm in Toronto, I'm in Mexico. Are you going to drink some tequilas?
I always drink their local tequilas. I eat the local food. I drink local tequilas. I dance the local dance.
Oh, wow.
In order for you to be able to teach someone, you must dine with them.
Absolutely amazing, Mama, to speak to you. You must dine with them.
Yes, dine with them. Appreciate their food. Love it. Find it in your heart to love the smell, the funny smell. Love it. You might be the one who smells worse than, you might be smelling worse than that food if you don't eat it. So we plant love because we want love.
Absolutely. Mom Jessica, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. Thank you so much for honoring this this interview. It's been an honor for me and an absolute pleasure for you to learn from you. And I hope to learn from you and continue sharing your stories, your knowledge, and your travel. So I really appreciate you, Mama. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for accommodating my time.
Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you so much. Amudimo, may God be with you. Wow, it's been an amazing pleasure to speak to you, Mama. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Jessica Mbangeni, Twitter, Dr. Bishop Jessica Mbangeni, on Facebook page, Jessica Mbangeni, and also on YouTube. I've got so much work in there. You can check me out, things that I do when I visit these countries, these communities. My work is over there. And let's keep on supporting each other. I've got music on iTunes, on all the online stores. My music is there. My music is timeless. So I make music, but more I am made. by God, and my presence is amazing. It's timeless. It's not defined by a song. It's not defined by Aspelelang. Hi. Aspelelang is a cherry on top, baby. Now I'm saying I'm a superstar. I've got a song.
I love it. I love
Now,
it.
when they say, okay, she's a superstar, what song? I'm like, excuse me, I've got a song, baby.
Excuse me, baby. I got a song, baby.
I've got a song, baby. Know what I'm saying?
I'd like to speak to you again in about a week's time, Dimam. So I love your energy. You've been an awesome guest. Thank
You're most welcome. Bye.
you.
Have a good time.
Love you.
Love you too. Let the load shedding just leave you guys. Yo.
May God be with you, Mom.
Thank God. Say.
Thank you, Ma. Keep
Okay,
well,
bye. I've got a new phone.
man.
So
Bye.
yes. Hello, babe.
All right, man. So thank you very much, Mom. It's been a pleasure. Awesome time. Just chatting to her. I've learned so much. She is absolutely amazing. She's going to be performing at various parts in the US, and she's going to be also. And yeah, so look out for Jessica. I've shared her details on my social media platforms. And let me open it again, man. I had it just now. The tour dates, and of course, on the 19th of April, between the 19th of April to the 13th of May, she was in the US, New York. She performed at the New York Stock Exchange. Can you believe it, man? Can you believe it? She went to Philadelphia, Washington, and now between the 2nd of May and the 13th of May, she's going to be going to Jamaica. She'll be in Kingston, Ochos, Rios, and Montego. She's also going to Mexico. She's going to Panama, and then she'll be going to Canada. And in June, she's going to be in Dubai. So catch her out on the social media platforms. And it's Dr. Bishop Jessica Mbangeni, and she's doing I'm an African tour at these cities. Thank you very much, Mama. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. So check out on the social. She did share those social media platforms. So I'm signing out, man. As things didn't go as I planned, electricity, power outage. Yo, man, we did it. Thank you very much for watching. Those of you who are watching, and please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel and tell other people about it, man, because I'm gonna bring everybody here. I've brought her here. She's probably gonna bring the president, or I'm gonna bring the president, or the president is going to go in Mr. President. I'm gonna take Mr. President to go to a Chisanyama. I don't know. We could just do something like that. I'll just find out. So this is how we're going to do it right here on the Free Ride podcast. And of course, thank you to Mr. President Cars. And also, there's a new partner that's on board. Each One Teach One Foundation. They are coming on board to work with us as a podcast to be able to share a lot of content. Talk about from generation. Now, I'm going to be looking at this Yanova generation. These are people back in the 80s in Soweto, and these were now have an organization called Each One Teach Preserve History of Soweto, the history of COSAS, the history of our contribution during that time of the struggle. So big ups to Each One Teach One Foundation. I look forward to speaking to the chairperson, Mzamo Martin, who's going to come in about a week or so to come and share partnership that we're going to put together with the Each One Teach One Foundation. We also have another sponsorship coming on board, a partner, and they're called Anti-Clockwise Group. Now they are a group of companies, and they are coming on board to partner with us. We'll see how this goes. It's just talks for now, so we'll see how the partnership with a whole bunch of people. It's a new way of working, man. You don't have to do everything. You can just collaborate. It's been an absolute amazing time chatting to Mom Jessica Mbangeni. Check her out on all the socials and tell everybody about the show, man. And next week, that's it. You probably can't see him properly because the screen is not so great. But give Musima Nutsile James, who's gonna speak to me next week. I also speak to is Omar Paul. He'll be speaking to me next week. I also look forward to speaking to another artist all the way. And he calls himself Lesson. He's going to be chatting to me next week. I also look forward to my guest tomorrow, Rilo Jamohodu. So tomorrow, I've got my guest, Tabang. Big ups to Mr. President Kaz. I'm going to go and pick him up and then go Kimlata Kondo Fire. So we're going to go to Komido Lens, pick him up, and then Riloja Mohodu Kotopsi and chat about him. He's a journalist and news anchor at ENCA. He's reading news, the photo. So he'll tell us about his journey in this game of media, how he got into being a journalist and how he started Soweto TV and made it up to ENCA. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk to him about the struggles of being a man, particularly now that issues such as such a big problem in the country. It's been such a sad state of affairs. Today, I also heard another interview, somebody also confessing just that he's had to go through being a responsible man, how hard it is, and the challenges he has to live with, particularly taking care of family and black tax and all sorts of things, and stress and work and all sorts of things that make it difficult for us to survive as men. So we'll talk that, man. So I look forward to that. And of course, this weekend is going to be mind-blowing weekend, man. Oh my God. I look forward to weekend. So anyway, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to wake up early in the morning. I'll probably wake up early in the morning, walk, run, come back, switch on these microphones and just go live and just broadcast, man, talk to the people around there. It's going to be so much fun. I'm broadcasting from some place, somewhere. So it's going to be dope. I'll tell you all about it. So anyway, let me sign off and go and see how that soccer game ended, man. Liverpool versus, Man City versus Real Madrid in Spain. I missed that game, so I'm going to catch up with it. So Amudimu Abeluena, and take care of yourselves. Please make sure that you tell your friends about this show and make sure that you join us right here on the Free Ride Podcast. Take it easy, man. Hola.